Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lunacha, or Luna for short, and in today's video I thought I would set up my reading journal for December. So I actually chose to use the stamps as well as a paper. I think this is one of the few times I've actually used this decorated paper in my journal. I never really thought about it. Well, I've done it with like scrapbooking, but I never thought about it with the reading journal before. So I had this paper with some books. I think they are from Soto. I'll leave a link to their shop down below. I have an affiliate link, so if you shop from them, that'll give me a little bit of a bonus. No extra cost for you, of course. And I thought it would be fun to have this on the title page. If you've seen like the month title page. If you've seen my previous journal video, you will have seen that I only did one page for each month. But at some point I decided that I would do like a month page, and then with the month page I would do, how would you say, month page? The page for the month. I would like have a setup for that, and then I would have the other side for the books that I'd read. So just using like glue to glue this on. I know my reading journal is probably not like super fancy like a lot of others. This is still a journey for me. I'm still trying to enjoy it. I tend to backlag as well, so I'm very pleased that I actually managed to do this in January. And I almost put this paper upside down, and then I realized I had to turn it around. So yeah, so it's still a journey. This is the first year I'm actually doing like a reading journal, which is more than just like using pen and paper, almost like pen on my journal. So I'm not super happy with this glue, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's old or if it's just a bad glue. Oh well, but anyway, so I thought I would use the red stamp. I kind of want more stamps, to be honest with you, because I kind of like stamps. And this stamp cushion is a red one. And then I stamped the D, and then I kind of realized that maybe I should have waited with that. So I put it aside. I'm kind of figuring out how to do it. There's a lot of E's in December, by the way. So just like finding the letters that I needed in the little stamp box that I have. And I really like stamps because, I don't know, they're nice. I also have like a stencil that I've used. I'm going to do a flip through to my journal in another video. And you'll see that I have some months where I use stencils. I actually really like the stencils. But I'm not quite sure. I was trying to figure out how to do this here. But yeah. And for some reason, I ended up with the M, which was a little bit of a mistake. But as I said, it's still a journey. So I'm learning as I go, pretty much. But yeah, stamps. I really like stamps. I kind of want more of them. And also, as I said, like stencils. The stencils are really versatile as well for lettering. So far, I'm not quite sure if they're that easy to get, because I bought mine from a Norwegian bookshop, I think. online, ad libris. So yeah, the only problem with this stamp is that I have like a little. I wish the stamp themselves like a little bit taller so that they didn't like bleed out as much. But maybe I'm doing something wrong. It doesn't bother me like a whole lot, but yeah, that's okay actually. So, and trying to figure out which letters you use and checking that it's actually the right side so I don't put it upside down. And I actually realized I used the wrong stamp, so I had to take the right one. And that was for December. And then I wanted the green one for the year. So I have, if you've seen a previous video, I hadn't decided whether to use English or Norwegian. But I do speak a lot of English, and I also speak English at home. So I decided that I would go for English. And then I think this green stamp, the color is very vague. So that kind of was a little bit of a bummer. So it doesn't really, it's hard to see it. So I think I need some more of these like stamp cushions so that I can have like stronger colors. I would love to have a black one, but also some other colors maybe. I like it when I can like juggle around with different colors. So this green one is kind of not great, but also could have been worse. You might see that my nails, by the way, are slightly purple, and that's from dyeing my hair. Because I had dyed my hair a little bit earlier. And then I wanted some Christmassy Yule decorations I had these sticky sheets that I actually really liked, and they are from I think they're from Adlibris as well. So I wanted to use them, but then I realized that I had like this roll of stickers that I bought at Søstrene Grene. I actually first thought they were like washi tape, but then it turns out they're like washi stickers, and they're like Christmassy stickers. So it's like quite a few trees actually, and I thought they were like cute and wanted to put them into this layout. They actually tended to be a little bit like they kind of stick to each other. So I had to kind of like figure out how to deal with that and put it back on. And then I kind of realized the glue wasn't great, so I was a little bit annoyed with that. But yeah, it's kind of okay as well. And then I was thinking, where should I put the sticker decorations from the sticker sheet? And then I was like, maybe I should put the another like paper strip down here. And I kind of really wanted to do that. Yeah, I'll have to come back with if that was a good plan or not later on. So I made it a little bit like more narrow, because I thought I knew that I had read more books in December than I had on many of the previous months. So December was a really, really good reading month for me. So here I'm trying to put on lots of glue. I used to have these like a rolling glue thing, and that would probably have been a lot better because I think it sticks better. But I have a lot of equipment or whatever you want to call it, and in the other side of the country, where I had like all this stuff from scrapbooking back in the days. And then I realized that I could use the sticker here, and it would also help like holding the paper in place. And I had this wreath that I thought was really cute. Then it was time to fill in the books that I read in December, and I read quite a few books in December. I was super pleased with that. The first book I read was a Norwegian book. It was like a Christmas book, and the first book in a series. I think there's 3 of them now. It's called Tre menn til Vilma, and it's written by Gudrun Skretting. I quite enjoyed that. I really liked the main character, or the protagonist in the book, with all her flaws and humanity. The second book I read was The Cozy Tea Shop in the Castle by Caroline Roberts, and this is not because I actually did read quite a lot of like Christmassy books, but this was not a Christmassy book at all. But it was like a cozy book that I'd bought in Dublin not last year, in 2023, when we were there for Christmas. So it's the title kind of sets the concept. And then I read Christmas at the Cat Cafe by Jessica Redland, and I love this book so much. I had a lot of feelings. There's all the cats, and also you have the main character who has fibro, and that really resonated with me in many ways. Even though I don't have it myself, I do have a migraine disease, so I could see a lot of similarities between that. And then the book that I read next was No Room in the Little Cornish Inn by Nancy Barone. And if you've seen my unhaul video, you have seen that I unhauled this. So I didn't keep this book. Also, I didn't really like it, which I also talked about in some video. I can't remember exactly which one, because it's one of my Vlogmas videos. And for some reason I struggled with putting down the name here. I don't know why. And then I read Christmas at Redland by L.M. Montgomery, which is a novella and a really sweet book written by the author of Anne of Green Gables. If you've read those books, those were among my favorite books when I grew up, that's for sure. I would love to read more by, like, maybe reread Anne of Green Gables, actually. And then I found another Jessica Redland book, which I thought would be like a Christmassy book, because the front cover has like a Christmas tree and things like that. And that was Starry Skies Over the Chocolate Pot Cafe. And another animal. She has like a giant house bunny, and I just wanted to cuddle it. It was such a sweet story. Also with a lot of heart. And this was when I kind of realized that I think I found a new favorite romance author, which is Jessica Redland. And looking forward to reading more books by her, to be honest with you. And then I read something completely different, and that was a science fiction book called Floating Hotel by Grace Curtis. I thought this was going to be like a cozy science fiction. It wasn't very cozy. It was really good, though. And it was actually also the first book that I read for the Queer Lit Readathon. Next book was The Vengeance by Emma Newman, and Emma Newman is one of my favorite authors. That is not secret, and The Vengeance was so good. I need to make a proper review of that at some point. I'm not sure when I'll get around to it, but it's not published. It's not coming out. Publishing is in May, so I still have some time to figure that out. Next book was Most Ardently, which is a Pride and Prejudice remix written by Gabe called Novoa, and this is also like a LGBTQIP+ book. And if you read Pride and Prejudice, I think you get lots of bonus from it. I really, really enjoyed this book. I absolutely loved it. It is such a brilliant book. And it has many themes. My next read was a graphic novel. It's called The Ghostkeeper, written by Johanna Taylor. Another one of the Acrylic Readathon books, but I actually didn't read any more for this readathon. But this was like a cute graphic novel for young adults, and I think I've talked more about that in the video where that was in. That must have been for the 22nd of December. And then on the 23rd, which was like the when I decorated my tree, I have this little tradition of reading Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien, which is super sweet as well. And after that, I decided to pick up another cozy romance book, one of the earlier ones by Jessica Redland, and it's called Making Wishes at Bayview, which is set in like the same universe as the other two books. It's all set in like Whitesboro Bay, and it sounds like it's like in Yorkshire or something. And then I read The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. Probably not pronouncing that name correctly, but it is what it is. Japanese book. It's called magical realism. It's definitely fantasy, in my opinion. This was also such a good read. It's like the perfect book for like book lovers. It's basically about a cat who saves books. In very few words. In general, it was a really, really wholesome book, and I think it would be a fitting read for a lot of people, not just people who loves cats or just love books. But it is a really good read. And I was struggling a little bit with spelling the name correctly, because I thought it was very important. And then I kind of realized that I had 2 more books and so little space left. So I was like, how am I supposed to put in this? So I tried to squeeze it in somehow. And I read a book called Sky in the Deep by Edwin Young. And it's a Viking-inspired fantasy. And I think inspired is the key word here. I have some issues with this book. But still, it had a good drive, so I quite enjoyed it. And the last book I'm squeezing in here, I think I didn't have room for the author's name, but it's not that important because I know it very well. It's The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek, and I've talked about this book in my vlog for the last day of 2022, and it's such a great read. And then I thought it was like a little bit empty on the month page, so I decided to put in some leftover of the bookish paper that I had. And I'm pretty sure that must be from Soto. So I tried to like add more glue and to see if that would be fine. And I was slightly, don't know, I kind of realized that I had to use some stickers as well. So I was thinking that I would use the stickers to actually hold the paper down, because the glue, as you can see, wasn't very great. As I was picking up my sheet of stickers and sticking down the ornaments that I wanted to the page, something happened that I wasn't too excited about, and that was that my camera ran out of battery. Before it ran out of battery, I managed to stick one ornament on, or while I was sticking it on, it was running out of battery. So I decided to finish up later on. I had to charge my camera a bit, so almost all the daylight was gone by the time I was filming again. As you can see, the light is not as good anymore. And then I kind of wanted to fix a little bit with the glue. And that, my friends, was the December layout. Yes. And with that, that's all for this video. And I hope I will see you in my next one. Bye!